on animaljam, I would say customization is a pretty big part of the game. It's probably one of, if not the most popular parts of the game nowadays. And right next to it, you have rare items, which seems to be a main motivating factor on why a lot of people still play this game nowadays anyway. And if you don't believe me when I say that, then why else would everybody be sitting in one little cramped room all day trading away? I just know it smells crazy in this room. I don't even want to imagine it. Jokes aside though, when you mix rares and customization, obviously you get rare items that you're gonna wear. I mean, why else would you be trading for these rare items? And it doesn't hurt to show off a little bit, you know? When you mix your rares that you spent a lot of work trying to get, it's understandable that you want to make a good outfit with it, like this, you know? That looks pretty decent to me. But it kind of draws a line when you have outfits like this. Yeah, that's it's not the best. Look, no offense to this person, but I wouldn't constitute this as fashionable. And while I'm no outfit raider, seeing more and more outfits like this show up on the game, it did pluck the idea into my head of what would technically be the rarest outfit you can make in the game. So in this video, I'm going to be finding the rarest item in each category. So the rarest head item, neck item, back item, leg item, and tail item. And once we do that, we're going to pretty much Frankenstein a outfit together in Photoshop and see what is the absolute rarest outfit you can make in the game if you somehow got all of these items. Okay, first of all, I'm going to have to clarify how this is actually going to work. So I'm pretty much going to be taking all of these items in each category and editing them on to my wolf. Because unfortunately, I do not own all these rares. Well, actually, maybe fortunately, because some of these are really, really ugly. I've known a lot of the players that have owned these items or currently own them, so I've either gotten screenshots of their outfits or went up in DMs that I had with them to find screenshots of these items on a wolf. Why a wolf? I don't know, because he's just my little buddy. No, most of these screenshots just ended up being on a wolf, so it was just kind of the easiest option actually. But I guess we can just get started now that you know how this is gonna work. Okay, so first of all, we have the head item. There is two technical items we could choose from here. The beta creature mask, which, you know, everybody knows and loves. This is commonly regarded as the rarest item in the game. And the other one, the pearly tiara. This was also debated to be one of the rarest items in the game, but for some reason the creature is priced more than the pearly. I'm probably the only last person that would argue that the pearly is at least the same rarity, if not rarer than the creature. But for this video, I'm opting to choose the creature mask because the pearly tiara, it's kind of cool, but it's really dumb. I mean, you could go to Jamaa clothing and see a pearly tiara yourself pretty much. The only difference is it's just a slightly different color hue gem. Oh, you could buy the one in Jamaa clothing and then face northeast in game on like an Arctic wolf, and nobody would be able to know if that's a pearly tiara or not. You know, that's just to show you how stupid that item is. Okay, but here we go. Here is the creature. Yep, this is how it's gonna look in Photoshop. Apologies if it looks a little rough around the edges. That's just either screenshot quality or just because Photoshop select tool is really bad sometimes. I'll give a brief history on each item here. So this creature mask right here originally got into the game all the way back in 2010 or 2011, I'm pretty sure, on the very first night of Phantoms, and it was only sold in the shop for a few hours before it was changed for the other variant that it's commonly mistaken for. Pretty sure it was changed because this item could be seen as racist. This item is currently 3 of a kind and it's worth 1,000 black long collars, so quite the expensive item to say the least. Used to be more expensive actually when everything was pretty inflated, but here we are, you know, the creature mask. So we can just plop this on right here actually. I'm pretty sure creature masks on wolves, their little teethers at the bottom, if you can see them even, they poke out a bit just below the mask. So there we go, beta creature, bam. So next here, we'll just go neck item. We have the rare magenta long spiked collar. Yep, it took not too long before we ran into a magenta item. You'll see another magenta item on this list later on, so don't get your hopes too high. But this item got into the game in 2016. A few people actually got this. I think it was 3 got into the game at one point, and some of them kind of been plucked off and then gotten into the game again at some points. Really random, to be honest. It's currently worth worth 500 black longs, and it's 2 of a kind. So I'm actually going to hide the creature mask here for a second, and I think that looks pretty normal actually. If I do adjust it a little bit, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Yeah, if you see there's a little gap here, that's not me. That's not an editing error or anything. That's just generally how the game renders a spike color on a normal wolf. I don't know why, but now that we put the creature mask back on, it's pretty much hidden. You can barely even tell it's a magenta long collar there. Now for back items, this is where we kind of run into a little bit of an obstacle because there are 2 back items that are quite rare on the game. They're both worth the same according to item tracking, which is where all this information is being sourced from, by the way. You have the option for either a one-of-a-kind magenta tuxedo or a mint sheep cloak. And now, if you were to personally ask me what I like more, I'm definitely going to say the tuxedo because I really do not like sheep cloaks. There is a reason for it, but you know, some things are better left unexplained. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to choose the mint sheep cloak because I don't want half this outfit to just be magenta looking, to be honest. But the mint sheep cloak got into the game in July of 2020, so just 5 years ago now, when somebody was able to hack the message in a bottle in Crystal Sands. They were able to bring up the pop-up that usually gives you the normal sheep cloak, and they were able to edit it to any color they wanted. As a result of this, there was 255 different color cloaks, technically, I'm pretty sure, hacked into the game. Pretty sure there's still an account out there somewhere with just a bunch of these cloaks on them, just not traded around. But this is the only one that is currently traded around. It's 2 of a kind now, because it was duplicated sometime in 2021. Really dumb lore, okay? But it's also worth 350 black longs. So this mint berry little thing is quite the rarity, I guess, as much as I don't like it. I'm trying to like find like a good spot for this. I think like here would probably look about the best. You can kind of tell that the corner rounding on some of these is not done the best, but that looks pretty natural, I think, maybe. Look, I did say in the intro that this was definitely going to be Frankensteined together because, you know, I'm poor, so this is what you're getting. So we have the leg item next, and this is where we also kind of run into an issue because the rarest leg item in the game is actually an underwater item. So maybe it's not a leg item, more of like a fin item because, you know, underwater animals use fins. I don't know. It's like a hibiscus ring. It's like the pink one. I think it's only 1 of a kind or something. It's worth quite a bit even though nobody wants it, I'm pretty sure, actually. Worth 120 black longs. It's 1 of a kind, and it got into the game all the way back in 2017. So it's been around for quite a while. There was another one in like 2022, but it ended up getting banned. So, you know, what a great story. But as I said, underwater item. So just discard all of that information I told you because the next item, it's also a ring. It's a glitched ring. Yep. We just kind of repositioned that. There's pause there. But this is not the first glitched ring. It's the third glitched ring. Yep. Because 2 just wasn't enough, apparently, to animaljam. So I do remember when the 3rd ring actually did get released into the game. This all was, I think, all the way back in 2018. Animaljam made their own glitched items as a way to give them out in live streams. And the 3rd ring wasn't the only victim, I guess you could say, of this. There was also the fake magenta furry hat that you see. That's just like a barely few pixels different from the normal magenta furry hat. And I believe the magenta sheep cloak and socks were also victim to this, but like you can't tell the difference between one that was glitched into the game and one that was given out by HHQ because they're all just magenta. But this 3rd glitched ring is worth 110 black longs. By the way, this little thing that you see down there, yep, 110, and it is 13 of a kind. There's probably more of them out there that just aren't tracked, but you know, because animaljam gave out a bunch of them. But it's quite the rare ring, to say the least, and the outfit is really starting to come together, guys. I really hate this, actually. Now we're finally in the end game here. We have the tail item. This tail item has quite the famous story to it, given the person that originally brought it into the game, and that is the Black Elf tail armor. And no, this is not the one that was just in the diamond shop, by the way. But it really sucks for the owner of this that they now have to deal with that fake version, I guess. But the actual Black Elf tail armor, it was brought into the game by Abra, aka F-Man122. So this is the F-Man tail, if you've seen seen it being called that. But this was brought into the game in 2016, and it was, I believe, revealed to the public in like 2018 or 19 when the account Cupcake Hoarder showed up with it. This was also F-Man, but the other person behind F-Man. If you don't know the story behind F-Man, go check out this video, by the way. It kind of explains what I'm meaning by the other F-Man. But the tail went into hiding essentially for another 4 years before it was just randomly given out to somebody. Yep. The other F-Man just felt generous, I guess, after their years of hacking kids. But yeah, it was given out randomly in 2022, and then it's been traded around amongst different owners since then. It's one of a kind, as you might think, and it is worth 500 black longs. So quite the rare item, and the lore behind it speaks volumes as well. But luckily for me, the tail I can kind of reposition and make it like not perfect, and you can't really tell because the big fat cloak in the middle is kind of blocking everything now. But yep, this is it, guys. This is the rarest outfit in the game. Really, it really looks ugly. I don't like this. Well, what do you guys think? You know, is it a 10? I think it's a 10, you know. And to be honest, you can't really tell that, you know, editing, you know, inconsistencies here. You know, there's like some kind of crusts on the edges, I guess. But, you know, at first glance, it doesn't look too bad. You know, you might believe that I actually have this outfit. You know, this is the rarest outfit in the game, guys. If you really wanted to know what the rarest combination of items is, this is it. I bet you all love that outfit. Guess what? That's worth more than a down payment on a house. Yep, that tragedy is worth that much. But yeah, let's go wrap it up here, guys. I do have a couple of other ideas of like cool, if you want to call that cool, ideas regarding like making the rarest or most unique version of combination of items, I guess, in the game. So let me know if you guys want to see that. You know, see more of those ideas. I don't know. But big thank you to the members. They knew this video was coming ahead of the time, and that is one of the perks of joining as a member on the channel, as well as other stuff like bonus videos, highlighted comments in comments down below, and other cool stuff. So if you want to join just as a way to support the channel and see your name at the end right here on screen, I do consider joining. It's not necessary, but it is greatly appreciated and helps me keep doing this. But guys, let's go wrap it up here. Let me know what you think of the outfit in the comments. You know, give me a rating. I'm desperate. Maybe if I changed the colors on the wolf, it might have, you know, looked a little bit better. I don't know. Probably not. I think there's no saving something like that. It's like an actual abomination. I'm not lying to you. But yep, that's Animal Jam for you, I guess. I don't know.